And welcome back to the program, everybody. What you just heard was 4th of July by Fall Out Boy off of American Beauty, American Psycho. So tell me, Luz,
Well,
why was this on one of the two albums you chose to talk about?
well, I found this album, specifically this set of album of songs, due to the beautiful, magnificent song "4th of July" by randomly getting a recommendation on YouTube, and I was like, "This
YouTube?
is beautiful." Yes,
Not even Spotify?
No, it was straight YouTube. I was browsing in one day and I saw the recommendation. I was like, "Yo, this looks beautiful. I want it." And then I listened to it. I was like, "Yes." Hooked activated.
So for many people who don't know, American Beauty, American Psycho came out in 2015. Its most popular song off of it is Centuries.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. And it was actually covered, not covered, it was sampled from an older song. I forget the name of it, but it's a very popular song. That was sped up to go with the more rock sound that Fall Out Boy was going for.
Interesting.
So, very beautiful. But what else? How did you get? So this is how you got into Fall Out Boy. This was the first album that you got into.
Yeah.
Did you end up listening to any of their other records?
I don't know per se. I mean, I've listened to Phoenix.
Okay, so that's off of Save Rock and Roll. Nice.
I think I've heard the others, but I don't know their names per se. But I've listened to some of their songs from different albums.
Okay,
yes.
Nice. But so overall, the sound of it, as you can hear, is very, very rock. Is that the sort of genre that you're like, that you really feel like the most feeling towards?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the right saying for that, but like, is that the genre that you really stick to, or is there like, are you like genre bending, like, oh, you're one day hip hop or one day rock, one time emo or something like that? I don't know. Well, how do you describe yourself?
I describe more of myself as a rock bander, more or less of a pop. It's modern. It's not too rock and roll. It's more or less of I can jam myself into this over and over and not get bored of it. But I do twist around a bit when it comes to rap, when it comes to rock, when it comes to emo. But this is definitely the genre that I'm going to stick through no matter what. This is the number one.
Yeah.
Then there's number two and stuff.
there's the ones that we don't really know.
Yeah, we don't need to know.
But so overall, American Beauty, American Psycho. Do you know the meaning for the album overall?
No, not really.
So have you ever heard of American Beauty, the movie?
Yeah.
Or American Psycho, the movie?
I've heard of American Beauty, never Psycho.
Okay, so basically, it's the album's talking mostly about like how this is how we view our society right now, especially like with the basically children of the future. That's why like the first the album cover shows a child with the American half of the American flag on him.
Yeah.
And I think one of the songs, we didn't listen to it, but The Kids Aren't All Right. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
So that basically goes into more of the meaning of the album. But an album overall, I think this may be one of my favorite Fall Out Boy records that they put out in recent years, because I think have you listened to Mania? Their
Not
most recent?
yet. Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's interesting
to say the least. Like, so this was more pop rock, as you said. And that's what got a lot more people back into them, because they've been around since 2004. And when they came into the scene, they were mostly, actually, no, they were just punk rock. That's what they were known for with their release of Take This to Your Grave.
Yeah.
Mostly just hard punk rock. And it was amazing for the time, because that's what everybody was really into. It was either that or pop. And like, it wasn't until their second record, they finally got into radio. Like they finally got onto the radio with Sugar We're Going Down, one of their most famous songs of all time. And I guess when people don't like change.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So after they made Take This to Your Grave, they made From Under the Cork Tree, they made Infinity on High. Then all of a sudden, they going from that very hard rock space of like Under the Cork Tree, they went into Infinity on High, where they had like half very like almost indie like pop hits. And that transition into the next record, Folie à Deux. Do you know that record at all? No. It's the meaning of it is the madness of two, and the record doesn't really reflect that as much. But the thing that really hit home with that record is like it's very, very down to earth. Like there's certain things that they talk about. Like there's a specific song on it called Johnny, that's a like good catch or something like that. I can't remember that. Yeah. And that song's just talking about like no matter what you do, like you're obviously gonna make mistakes and you can definitely overcome them in the future. And I don't know. That record didn't get as much recognition though as the past ones because it wasn't as rock and it wasn't as like radio friendly. The only one that was like very like for the public, like pop, was I Don't Care, which is still an anthem that people know today. But then they took this giant hiatus. I don't know if do you know the history of Fall Out Boy at all?
Not really? Much. I know that they went on a huge hiatus. I never knew why.
So, you know when like a band's together for a while, they start getting sick of what they're like the same thing that they're doing, and that's going back to people don't like change.
Yeah.
They want to change like constantly. So when the lead singer Patrick Stump saw that like the last record didn't get that much recognition, people aren't really talking about it, he went on and created something different. He created a mesh of what's called soul and pop. Ooh. So his record was called Soul Pop to go with that.
Nice.
But it was very different from any Fall Out Boy record. So a lot of people were just like, okay, I guess I can rock out to this. But then everybody else did their own thing, and then bam, 2013 comes around with Save Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
And it really, I think it woke a lot of people up that were like holding their rock part of themselves back. Because for those years on, I think pop just really soared.
Up to the top. Along with rap, that went whoop.
Well, rap was, I think that started to come, I think like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I remember I really started listening like on the radio, even on like the pop charts, you would start seeing like hip hop and rap songs being up there. And that's just how time works. I mean, at one time people were listening to ragtime, and that evolved into jazz. Like certain things just go on and evolve into new genres, or even like current genres start getting big because of influences from
the other ones,
past ones. But since you brought that up, the reason why a lot of people don't like Fall Out Boy's more recent album Mania is because they take a lot of influences from the genre of the time, which was hip hop, and start implementing that. People were just like, what is this? This isn't Fall Out Boy. I didn't come here to hear a bunch of sound bites being pressed in various ways.
I can't forget that rock and roll. What is this?
Like obviously they had like some pop rock aspects in it, but most of it was very experimental, and people really did not like it. So overall, as like a band, they've definitely evolved for better, for worse.
Yeah. You can't judge it yet. I mean, in the future, the kids right now in our generation is probably gonna love Mania. I mean, if I look at it,
that's true. Yeah, there are definitely people out there that praise that album. Everybody has their specific like taste in albums or songs and stuff like that. But
they swear on their mother that's the best one yet.
Yeah. But overall, if you were to give this is actually a new thing that I just came up with on the spot. If you were to give this record a rating from 1 to 10, what would you put it at and why?
Why? I would put it at definitely a 9 out of 10.
Okay, why a 9? Because that's obviously not a perfect score, but it's right about it.
It's right about it because I know that for my taste, it's beautiful. It's legit. I like that it doesn't just have the hard like mentality of rock whenever it comes to it. It's like it's not about death, it's about nice, it's upbeat, you get up, you dance, you can actually like rave out to this if you really wanted to. Yeah. And it's simple. I mean, some of the songs in there, Century will get you up. Oh yeah, definitely. Along with Novocaine. There was another song in there.
Talk about Uma Thurman?
Yep, there it is. Dude, you can literally sit down just like on a peaceful Sunday afternoon and be like, yes, yes, where's my lighter? I gotta have a fun time here. This is like it's good. It's not perfect because I wish there were some like pops like really like could get you up and then within like what 2 to 3 beats.
Yeah, no, I think the only song that does that, at least for me, is Novocaine.
Exactly.
It's got those really hard hitting like kick drums that like you just want to get up and like start like stomping or like start moshing.
That's the mosh pit song, man.
And if you guys want to hear some of the songs that we were talking about, they're going to be in the description. You're going to be going to a Spotify playlist of the three songs that we listened to. But for right now, we're going to be moving on to our next segment, which is all about our guest. So we asked last time for our last guest, any recommendations of any upcoming artists or some albums that you just want to recommend for the people out there that maybe want to get inspired.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Well, yeah, I do have a very good recommendation. I found this recently by a YouTube video. Again, I find all these things on YouTube. There's no way I'm going to Spotify to find some of these things. But I found a really good release by Monstercat on Infected Mushroom's song Spitfire. It's all instrumental, but that has really good. It more or less has a combination of both indie and guitar. It has the aspects.
Now, it's from Monstercat, so I'm expecting, is it electronic?
Mostly electronic, yeah, but it does have the acoustic.
The acoustic element?
Oh, yeah.
There? Okay. So, for right now, we're going to take a small break, listen to that song. We'll come back and discuss it a little bit more. So stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Dude.